really make too much sense, so I try and keep it quick. But I've been smoking for a long time. I started smoking when I was about... You're the only city in the world that has cheered that. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, I don't know. But, yeah, I've been smoking since I was about 2.5 years old. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Since I was about 15, and I started smoking when I was at school, and I started because I wanted to hang out with the cool kids, and I started smoking fags, and I hated the first 300 of them, and I coughed them down, and by the time I realised that the cool kids still didn't really want to hang out with me, I'd grown quite attached to smoking, and I spent the last 10 or 15 years smoking a lot. Over the last couple of years, I've been trying really, really hard to give up, and wow, there's some booze there as well. This is a bit like a smoking pantomime with the evil monster nicotine. Yeah, I know he's been behind me for 30 years, man. Fucker. But anyway, I've been trying to give up for a couple of years, and the same thing kept on happening. I'd give up for a couple of months. I'd read a book by Alan Carr, and he'd tell me how easy everything was going to be. And so I'd read this book, and I'd give up, and it was easy for a bit. I'd start running in the morning, shaving in the evening. Clearly not. No. Not since I was 2.5, actually. Yeah, it's long ago for a while. But no, I started running in the morning. I started to eat salad, which is really boring. And yeah, boo. Everyone boo salad. That's fair enough. And Manchester, for a very limited time, I even started to do a bit of yoga. That wasn't yoga. I don't know exactly what that was, but it's probably why it didn't work. I've been doing it all day. Anyway, I'm going off point. So look, I'd give up for a couple of months and it would all be going well. I wouldn't want cigarettes, and then one day, for some reason, I'd see somebody smoking one, and it would look really, really delicious, and I'd want one, and I'd go home and I'd have this little battle in my head for 48 hours, and eventually I would buy a box of cigarettes and smoke all of them in a row, in the bath, crying. Never got that bad. Don't have a bath. But this kept on happening for months and months. I'd stop and I'd start and I'd stop and I'd start. And it was so fucking boring. And hello. There's a small bird trapped over there somewhere. Hello. One that I can communicate with. But anyway, I was in America last year, and oh, there's 2 of them. Perhaps they're mating. What am I talking about? This story usually lasts about 5 minutes. It's about 30. Anyway, I was in America last year, and I was having one of these moments where I was really struggling with smoking, and I went to bed wanting a cigarette, and thank you. I went to bed, just 2 seconds. I went to bed really wanting a cigarette, and so much so that I had a dream about massive dancing cigarettes, and I woke up at 3 in the morning. I was like, this is ridiculous, I'm just going to go and get some. So I got up and I got dressed, and thank God. Would have been a very different story if I and I went to the nearest gas station, which was about 2 kilometers away, and I walked there at 3 in the morning. Because it was so late, there was nobody around. I didn't see a single person on my way to this gas station. When I finally got to this place, there was this one guy there, this old bloke on a motorcycle. He had a big beard and a bandana, and he was smoking, and he looked pretty cool. And I walked past him, and he said the strangest thing. He said, "This is the best cigarette I've ever had in my life. And considering all I could think of was dancing cigarettes, this was a strange thing for this total stranger to say to me at that time. So I went over to him and we had a conversation for 10 minutes, and this conversation completely changed my life. Turns out this guy had just been diagnosed with lung cancer, and he didn't know how long he had left to live, and he decided to buy this motorbike that he'd always wanted and ride it from the west coast to the east coast of America, and spend the rest of his life with his kids and his grandkids in New York. And finally it kind of made sense for me. The penny dropped and I realised that I didn't really want to smoke anymore, and I said thank you, and I got up and I didn't buy cigarettes that night. I went back to my hotel and I wrote this song over the next few weeks, and I'd love to dedicate it to that man. It's called Riding to New York. Manchester, thank you so much for listening. Thank you. Cheers. Well, I met him in Minnesota. He was dark and overcast, with long grey hair, eyes that stared through me like I was glass. I asked where I go into. He said, I'm the wind, I'm just blowing through. You lit up a cigarette and can't talk. See, the doctors told me that my body won't hold me. My lungs are turning black. Been lucky strikes full since I was at school, and there ain't no turning back. They can't tell me how long I've got. Maybe months, but maybe not. So I'm taking this bike now, riding to New York. 'Cause I wanna see my granddaughter one last time. Wanna hold her close and feel her tiny heartbeat next to mine. Wanna see my son and the man he's become. Tell him I'm sorry for things I've done, and I'd do it if I had to walk. I'm taking this bike and I'm riding to New York. Through the forests of Wisconsin that I knew as a boy, past the skyline of Chicago and the lakes of Illinois. I lay my head in a motel bed, my back gets sore and my eyes turn red. Listen to trucks roll past my door, to the fields of Ohio, as the sunshine paints them gold. I run like a river runs, rapid, quick and cold. I fly through Pennsylvania in the Jersey Turnpike doors. Now I'm stuck till I get to New York. 'Cause I wanna see my grandson one last time. Wanna see his eyes sparkling, stare back into mine. Now my time is short, I wanna see my daughter, tell him I'm sorry for the things I told her, and I'd do it if I had to walk now.
And I got to the churchyard one last time. Lay flowers down for the woman who gave me the best years of my life. I had to live, I had to walk. Well, I do it, yeah, I have to walk. I'm taking this bike